Is that good for you?
Yeah, it works.
Yeah. All right.
That works.
So we live.
Welcome back to Triad. Wow, I sound like I'm retarded. Triad Hip Hop Podcast. That's all I'm like.
You know,
mentally challenged. That's the correct.
We getting a slow start, y'all, but
like,
we gonna get it right.
Yeah, if you're drinking lean in that, I assure you. Oh man. Oh,
Triad Hip Hop Podcast. We in the building.
In the place to be. All right, so I'm throwing the little light jam. These down. All right. And get some folks in here real fast. We can do that. Oh yeah, I can cut the Wi-Fi off of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna change mine too. So too many things on it.
All right, what up, Dominic?
What up, Dom?
Always good to see you. Check in.
Yes, sir, man. It's the number one fan right there. We appreciate you, man, every day, all day. So, thanks for tuning in, and we're going to get started in just a minute. We're going to try to invite some people.
Yep.
So, share this with your people, and let them know we live.
Actually, going to be talking about quite a bit of stuff today. Not a whole lot, but still, pretty. It's going to be, you're going to enjoy the show today, I feel. You're going to enjoy it. You don't enjoy it, it ain't for you anyway. Get the fuck up out of here.
Get out of here.
Get out of here. Oh, man.
Hey, Dom, man, have you seen Roxanne? We need to know if you've seen that, man. That's a good movie. You haven't really said much about that. Let us know if you've seen it already.
Because if you ain't, we definitely spoiling the shit today.
Spoiler alert. We get ready to talk about the whole thing. So anybody who loves hip hop needs to see this movie.
Yes.
So definitely. Got some issues
with on the tablet. It might be taking a while too, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it might be taking a while. I'll try to invite the folks. Mm-hmm. Dang, you ain't seen it? Well, better now since we're gonna
be waiting on, man. I don't know what you're waiting on, but I know you might not have a connection, but if you got anybody,
we gave you the connection last time. We gave you the plug. We told you where to go. Level 69. Yes, we do. We got.
Yeah, man.
Matter of fact, we cut this shit up right here, boy.
Try to keep them classics for y'all, man. That boom bap. Boom bap.
Doing all kind of shit up in here.
Exactly. Wakanda forever.
Yeah, Wakanda shit right
Alright, let me make sure I got everybody invited.
What up, Reg?
Reggie Reg.
What up?
Reggie Reg in the house. What up, man? Happy belated birthday once again to you, man.
Yeah.
We about to get started. We just getting some people invited into the chat, so you know we can get some more opinions or whatever. But share this with your followers if y'all can. Help us out here a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, there's the Wi-Fi. Sorry, it took so long.
It's all good.
I need to get me another little tablet so I can get especially one.
Yo, most these rap cats don't
Especially
know
one
where
that's got,
it's
like,
all
you ain't got to depend on Wi-Fi.
Right.
Digging in the crates originators. Why niggas playing haters? Knowing damn well they can't fade us.
Just give us 1 second. Oh, Wi-Fi's up now. Facebook act like it don't want to
work.
Yeah.
Alright, I think I'm good.
Alright. Oh, here it goes. Take it for whatever reason.
Hey, Reggie Reg, man, have you seen Roxanne? Because we about to talk about it, so spoiler alert if you haven't, man.
Oh, also too, I know today, which I will talk a little bit about briefly, the the Rapture thing comes out either today or it came out. I think it dropped yesterday.
Did it? Okay, I haven't checked.
Yeah, I want to see that because I mean with Nas and the people that he got on there.
Yeah, it looked like he got a good diverse crowd of people, so. And if Facebook is listening, we do not own the rights to this music.
Don't own shit.
We're not trying to profit off anybody.
Ain't profiting shit.
Strictly entertainment.
Strictly entertaining shit.
Most these rap cats don't know where it started, where it came from. We've been repping this shit since day one. Digging in the crates originators. Why niggas playing haters? Knowing damn well they can't fade us.
Y'all don't know nothing about that digging in the crates, man.
Yeah, Lord Finesse is definitely one of the most underrated MCs of all time.
Oh yeah, man.
I mean, I don't care who you are. If you
listen.
listen to that man,
I was rocking with that dude from day
that
one.
man is like
Day
phenomenal.
As soon as he came on the scene, me and my brother Darryl was like, yo, this dude is nice. So we was like one of the only few on the block that was like really listening to him. But that dude was nice, man, and he grew quick on the people. So Lord Finesse, man, he could do it. He could still do it right now. You know what I mean? He can still do it right now.
Do you think he's up on? I think him and Big L were kind of like. I think Big L had a little bit more than he did, but I think he was like.
Here's come to our attention the mysterious forces loose somewhere in outer space.
Well, see, for me, I like both of them, Big L and Lord Finesse, but I like Lord Finesse slightly better for me as a fan. I just liked his style of rapping a little bit better. He just had this laid back. He was kind of like a mixture of Nas and Redman, almost to me. You know what I mean? He was a little more laid back like Nas, but he can give you them hard lines like Redman. So I don't know, but Big L, he was one of the best too. So it's hard to call, but for me as a fan, Lord Finesse just had a slight more edge for me.
Alright, fine. We're getting to them. Invite everybody real quick. Oh, shout out to our other admin, Danelle, in New York, man. Again, I hope you listen to this, cause which I done invited you, but we're about to talk about this Roxanne thing.
We might need to get that beat going, man. Roxanne. That's the joint right there, man. That one get me hyped too, man.
Yeah. Let me just remind everybody real fast.
Yeah, Lord Finesse, Dom, he was really good. He had a lot of success, but he didn't have as much mainstream success on a bigger level, like maybe a Nas or somebody like that. But he's definitely one of the greatest when it comes to lyricism. So definitely look for him.
And he's not a bad producer as well. He actually produced stuff. He did like a lot of remixes. Biggie Smalls, like Party and Bullshit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty, I mean, you know, it's a dope remix. He also did a remix with, I think it might have been him, or it might have been Diamond D. Either way, it's still DITC, but they did like a lot of remixes for groups. Let's see, Brand Nubian, the Punks Jump Up, We Get Beat Down.
Yeah.
You know, just a lot of stuff.
What up, Vader?
What up, little boy,
What up, man? Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. So, if you haven't already, we gonna ready to talk about the new Netflix biopic, Roxanne, talking about the life of Roxanne Shante. So, hopefully, you've seen it. If not, spoiler alert, because we about to talk about that. So, and we got a lot to talk about. So, we're gonna try to hurry up and get y'all going. So.
We appreciate you. We back. For the moment, we on regular time. Well, at least a little bit on regular time. Cause you know, I'm still black, so I'm just like, I'm gonna be here too. You know, it's damn near 3:30.
Right. and share this with your friends. We appreciate you, man. Share this video so you know we can get some feedback. And y'all, if y'all got any questions for us, put it in the comments. We appreciate it.
Yeah, we can definitely research it for you. You know, some most of the stuff. I mean, that's me and Curtis. We have a love for this thing. We have a love for hip hop.
Absolutely.
I mean, it ain't. You know, if you know y'all have questions and stuff, man, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah.
I think this gonna be enough right now. Yeah, that's good.
How we inviting everybody? Is
grandkids, grandma. I ain't got no grandkids
that we know about.
Nah, they still. I promise. They still all still in the net.
They all still swimming around.
They are all in the net.
Thanks for the share, Don. We appreciate you.
Yep. Okay, so now we got that out of the way. So Roxanne, Netflix.
Yes.
Man, it was a great movie.
It really was
a great movie. Actually, I saw the interview of Vlad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she did it with Vlad.
I
didn't get to see the Breakfast Club one a little bit. I know that her and the actors came on.
Yeah, they did. I saw that one. That was a good one too. Which that's something I want to talk about too. Something she said in there, but we'll get into that later. Let's start with the movie and how it went. What was your take on how the movie captured her life and how she got into hip hop?
I think it was definitely great. I definitely like some of the people that she inspired, like especially towards the end. Yeah. That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
Also, I just kind of have a question. Whatever happened to like some of the Sparky D?
Sparky D.
Yeah, like what? So I had my questions about that. Like, what happened to Sparky D? And it was cool what she did. When the manager lost the money in the.
Right.
Which I knew that was bullshit. He was
right.
There like,
you could tell in his face he was full of shit.
Yeah. I lost it. I had the money in the bag. Someone took it.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't asking them?
Right.
Like, come on, man. And
right.
y'all in NY? You ain't asking him?
Exactly. You you just gonna let it go? Somebody, yeah, let's just go on. Don't worry about it. You know, we'll be
Yeah,
all right. Man, please.
Come
I'm
on.
gonna kill somebody over my money.
Yeah.
And why would you be? For one, you know you ain't gonna leave no bag just outside while you go use the bathroom.
Yeah,
if it's full of money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
that junk is with you in the stall handcuffs, man.
But that's what happened. Her manager, the guy that was managing her, was supposed to be paying her, and he had a bag full of cash, and he supposedly had paid everybody else. But when it came time to pay her, he was like, "Well, I ain't got your money. Somebody stole it right after I went to the bathroom." Come on now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she wasn't doing the work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting the people, getting the ass in the seat.
Yeah,
or at least ass standing up, because I don't think nobody was sitting down. But you know, she was, getting the people in the seat. Standing up and whatnot to the shows. Yeah, I mean, it was cool what Sparky D did. So yeah, we might be saying this stuff to each other on wax, but we are sisters, and she gave her like a little half of her cash.
And I have to admit, that was something I didn't know about. I didn't know that they were able to be cool behind the scenes, because when I heard about that, when I was that came out when I was a kid, because I think me and her are about the same age. And so I always thought they had like real beef, like if they saw each other on the street, they was going, fight, you know what I mean? But they didn't really have 100% friendship, but they was cool, you know what I mean? They was actually touring together, battling each other on tour, so that was kind of cool that they were able to do that.
I mean, and really with this movie, I think I look at it as like, man, really Roxanne Shante was really influential more than I realized as far as like, what I'm saying, the battle rapping, also the way that she was one of the first people that actually had like a teenage pregnancy in hip hop, and actually was torn, and she was saying that she was taking her son, in the video,
taking pictures and all of that. Yeah.
So I mean, she was just really, really like, she was like one of the first that did like a lot of stuff in a way, and she handled it the best she could, and you know what I'm saying. I mean, now she's really doing her thing now as far as, with the movie and stuff going on. Yeah. Because they said that there was a major company that was in a bidding war. Yeah. And they bid on that movie.
Yeah, because she said that she took the movie to, the Sundance Film Festival?
Yeah, they were just going to play it one time.
They were just thinking it wasn't going to be no big deal. They would just play it once or twice, and next thing you know, you got all these major companies saying, we love this and we want to do something with it.
It was great.
So that's awesome, man.
I would say the thing that tripped me out was the older guy. I kind of wonder. That thing tripped me out, man. He wanted 10,000 G's for her to have a son. Yeah. It was like, damn, you sell out your own seed. And the guy on the what was it, in the I guess it's the social office.
Oh yeah.
Saying, I don't know what's up with you people. Y'all get out of, like, pretty much she said, like, you get out of slavery. Well, that ain't nobody but Kevin. I'm fucking with you, man. What up,
Kevin? We appreciate you, man. Thank you for tuning in. Share this with your friends if you don't mind. We appreciate you. Yep. But we in the middle of talking about Roxanne, and how we were just giving some opinions. Go ahead, my man.
But yeah, so my man was saying, like, so you want me to write a check to buy back your son?
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? It's like, it made me think, it made me think about, like, well, damn, y'all really, you know what I'm saying? He really, it's pretty much like you selling your son into slavery almost. Yeah. Or buying him from slavery.
Exactly.
In this instance.
What up, Kev?
Yeah, that's the only thing, man. It's just her being with that older man. But at the same time, I get it, because, the guy that was in the beginning of the movie. Yeah. What was his name? I forgot his name.
Yeah, because the other guy takes over the scene so much so that you forget his name. I forgot his name too.
Damn. Man, he basically took the money that they worked for and split.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
so,
it's like,
that's how it was, man. A lot of up and coming artists back then got jerked around with their money. You know what I mean? But they still, it was still in God's plan for them to influence the culture so much that, even though they was getting fucked over, if you will, you know, she was still a major presence in hip hop, and I'm still grateful that she, you know, did her thing, man. And it was just so nostalgic for me, man. Seeing all the footage, seeing them recreate all that classic footage, man. It was just so dope, man. Her recording Roxanne's Revenge. I didn't even know, but in the movie, it starts off with her battling at the age of 9. I didn't even know she was that young when she got into rapping.
And she had to get the crate.
Yeah, the stepping
championship.
I was like, yo, that's crazy, because I mean, I knew when Roxanne's Revenge came out, she was 14, so I'm thinking, you know, that must have been her starting to rap, and they was like, nah, she been doing this since 9 years old.
That shit was crazy,
That's
man.
crazy, man.
The man come up there and just like, man, yo, really? I'm battling her? You serious?
Right.
Like, you can't be playing with this shit.
Yeah, she was battling like people way older than her.
Yeah.
And they was looking at her like, what? I'm not battling this kid.
I mean, and you go back and listen to her stuff, even though some of the stuff, you know, compared to now, or maybe not now. Let's say in like late 90s, some stuff was like elementary, but you can tell like she's been doing this like constant.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can go back and listen like, okay.
Yeah, man.
And then too, for her to have, because she had like that high pitch rapsy voice, I think that would help to her advantage too.
Yeah.
Because most of your MCs back in the day, they had kind of dominated with the lower voices.
Yeah.
Like her and Shan kind of had those high pitched voices.
Yeah, definitely.
So that kind of made things different. It's like you're hearing dope lyrics, but it's like you're hearing that, you know what I'm saying? You're hearing that, you know, like that high pitched voice, but it's like, you know, you're hearing dope lyrics out of it. So it's pretty cool.
Exactly.
Sorry.
And you know what? I don't know. Music Choice might not even know. You know what I mean? That might be one of those things where, you know, most people didn't know until she did the movie.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Music Choice might not even know she was rapping that young, but she was definitely doing it and was going hard too. You know what I mean? And was actually like battling for money and winning every time. And it was just like, yo, this girl is crazy. She's battled Busy B, the legendary old school rapper Busy B. Exactly. She's battled one of the dudes from Stetson Sonic, Fruit Quan from Stetson Sonic. She battled him, and both of them was like official battles too. So she done it with some of the heavyweights. You know what I mean? Stetson Sonic don't get enough credit. You know what I mean? They get slept on, but they was pretty good in the hip hop game.
They really do. Well, and they had a damn good producer. Prince, DJ Prince Paul.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, the movie was great. Would I put this up with Black Panther as far as importance? I don't know if I could do that. I will say if you're a hip hop fan, it's definitely important for like as in like hip hop culture, black culture. If you want to check this movie out, it is. Yeah. I think it's just as important. You know what I'm saying? As far, just in my opinion, and for women too, because really it has a perspective of
women having to earn their respect.
Yeah, and you know what they gone through. Towards the end of the movie, you know, actually has like the real Roxanne on, and you know she tells people like, you know, that the men had just dropped off, and you know, hell, you pretty much had to die to get flowers. You know what I'm saying? So it kind of made me think a little bit, like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, you know, we gotta step that back up.
What up, Bones?
What up, Bones?
Yo, is Sparky D really your cousin, man? Yo, if that is true, that's dope, man.
Yeah.
Bones said Sparky D was his cousin. But yeah, we was just talking about them, how, you know, they was battling on the road, and, you know, that they was actually able to get along even though they was battling. You know, they did it for the promotion and just for the love of hip-hop. So that's what's up, man. You know what I mean?
So, but yeah, with Roxanne is definitely a must watch.
Yeah.
You know, and also trying to think what else in the movie that was that kind of. Which y'all will see that too in the whatchamacallit, that the one of the most prolific MCs is like he can't really rap. And you know what I was thinking? I was thinking that halftime shit, like, in 1983, you used to rap in the parts I used to never understand, and now I am a jam, I'm the fucking man. I rap up in front of the niggas and then the slave ships. Yo, and I thought about that. I was like, yo,
exactly. I can't even hold that back. We're gonna have to talk about that, man.
Oh man.
So basically,
take your ass to school.
In the movie, she's like doing her thing. She's starting to get, popularity in the community over being a famous rapper. And, there's a kid that runs up to her and he's like, yo, can I bust my rap for you? And she's like, nah, I ain't got time. Go, And so he finally convinces her to stop for a minute. And so she was like, all right, go ahead. And then he couldn't say shit. He was just like, And she was like, you know what? Take your ass to school, and if you try to do that shit again, next time I'm gonna fuck you up. And then later on, she sees him at the end, and he actually does rap for her, and it winds up being Nas. Yep. You know what I mean? The Queensbridge native. So that was dope, man. Sorry, y'all. We got to do the spoiler alert thing. You gonna see it anyway. You know what I mean?
Take your ass to school.
Exactly. So it was dope, man. And the kid looked like Nas too. You know what I mean? So it was cool that they did that.
Yeah, it was cool. I mean, especially it being, like you said, it was hot. And it being a female MC that gave him that inspiration, you know what I'm saying? And he was also influenced by, speaking of which, I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit, influences Cool J. Yeah. And Cool J did something big this past Wednesday. He did Rock the Bells Radio on Sirius XM, Channel 43. Not promoting, I'm just saying you should check it out. It used to be called Backspin. I think Backspin was MC Search off of Third Base. That was his deal. I don't know what happened as far as like the contract or whatever happened. Okay. But Cool J picked up Channel 43 and did Rock the Bells. And it's actually a pretty good station. He's got like some of the old footage from, old recordings, I would say, like that. Okay. Some of the, the legendary MCs. He's also trying to do stuff towards the, the newer and up and coming artists. Yeah. So like, it ain't just like a throwback station. Okay. Like he's got all types of stuff. They did, they're trying to, honor the samples and stuff, showing how people flips things. I think on the launch, which I didn't really get the chance, because it launched Wednesday at 10 p.m.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check it out. I haven't checked it out, but I'm going to have to check it out. Yeah. You said it's called Rock the Bells, right?
Rock the Bells!
Rock the Bells.
Yeah, so.
Classic joint.
Yeah, so. Yeah, I mean, it's straight, man. I mean, he was playing. What was good, he was playing some old Eminem, Slim Shady LP Eminem, which was kind of refreshing because it's like, damn, you don't really get to hear that on his own station. Right. He plays his he plays the new shit, and then he plays the somewhat I done got successful shit, but not like the old. Not the early shit. Yeah, not the early shit. Was really, in it. Yeah, so.
And I mean, Eminem, I think he still got it, you know what I mean? I don't think his latest album was a good example of it, but he still got it, I think, you know what I mean? So you don't just lose something like that, nah. You know what I mean? So he's still the man, but we're going to give him a pass on that last album.
Yeah, we'll give him a pass. But anyway, when Cool J, putting this together, it's great, man. I should check it out. They definitely had they played some of the familiar stuff like the old school, but there's some stuff like he played a couple mixes like DJ mixes. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You don't really get to hear that too much anymore. What's up, man. And he played a couple DJ mixes. And actually I was a couple of those, coming over here. Yeah. Like I said, he did the launch, he did the interview. Actually, Snoop Dogg was there. Yeah. And what was good about that interview, Snoop was like, even as my success, excuse me, drink water.
Yeah. And you're right, Bones Marshall Mathers 2 was a good one. I got that when it first came out, so that was a good one.
But like I was saying, Snoop was like, he understood like NY was the mecca of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Said, he said Melly Mel planted that seed for him to start rapping. And he said he always looked up to them. So he said I'll never be as big or bigger than y'all. And Cool J was like, hey man, this is when I'm doing this station. It's like it's not about me. It ain't about just LL. It's about showing love and showcasing MCs and all coasts, all around America. Yeah. And really, the thing he said is just like most of the people, they know Cool J for acting and being on SU. Yeah. They don't know Cool J. Like someone told me the other day. Yeah, these kids, they know Cool J the actor. Right. We know Cool J the rapper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And a lot of them like that about Ice Cube too. They like, ain't he the one on that movie? What's it called? Was it Road Trip or some shit?
Oh, Are We There Yet?
Are We There Yet? Yeah. Most of the kids nowadays look at him like, yeah, he's the guy from Are We There Yet? They don't know that dude was one of the hardest to ever do it. You know what I mean? And he got respect on all coasts. You know what I mean? East Coast, West Coast, South. Dude gets respect all around the world.
Yeah, Cube. Yeah, Cube. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, Cube was like the man. And then what I'm saying? But it was a great interview. Cool J is also. And this to me shows the growth. Because he's up there shouting out, the pioneers before him. He even shouted out Treacherous 3, Cool D. Okay. You know what I'm saying? That's growth, man. Because, they had that battle back in the day, Yeah. And it's really growth that, like, hey, man, these people were before me, even though, we had our issues and things. I got to give it up to them because, they lay down the foundation. And, that's just a great thing. So y'all need to check that out. Rock the Bells, Channel 43.
Sirius XM.
Yep.
So that's what's up, man.
Sirius, I want my motherfucking money for promoting this shit. Want my money.
Getting that money right now.
Want my money.
Are we gonna come to your office like Ice Cube?
Yeah, son.
Nah, we just playing.
Nah.
Wow. So we be getting a letter in the mail. So I try to hit my sued for threats on the corporation.
It was like, no, I want that money now. This ain't Christmas. Hold on.
But yeah, and but real quick, back to your point earlier about whether Shantae's movie was as much of a big factor as Black Panther. I think that Roxanne was a huge factor on the culture of hip hop, but Black Panther was just big for the culture for black people in general. Mm-hmm. So Black Panther, of course, is good for hip hop or whatever, but Roxanne was more hip hop culture. Black Panther was good for black culture in general, so they both had a huge impact, on just in different ways. So, in my opinion. So yeah, man. But yeah, I just love this movie, man, and I'm gonna go back and watch it again because, it's one of those things. It's worth watching. One of my favorite parts was when her and Biz got up on stage. And
shout out to that dude that played, because he kind of had that look.
Biz, he played Biz good. He sounded like him, and he did the beatbox and all of that. It was dope, man. And they actually have that performance on YouTube as well. Yeah, one of her and Biz. So
I didn't really know that it was started because, like, my man was like, I ain't spinning, I ain't doing this.
Right, I ain't know that either.
Yeah.
But luckily, she had Biz in the corner because that dude can, he's just like Dougie Fresh. You know what I mean? He can just make them beats. I don't think he was as good as Doug Fresh, but he was still really good for the culture. You know what I mean? So.
What about Buffy off the Fat Boy?
Oh man. he was just a powerhouse, man. His beats just had so much power to him. I was just like, dude, how do you make them beats? He was always one of my favorites. When back in the 80s and 90s, he was my favorite. But now I would say Dougie Fresh is my favorite, but only because he's a little more versatile. Dougie Fresh can do a lot of different beats, whereas
I think his beats with Dougie Fresh, his beats are kind of cleaner too.
Yeah, that's
like
true
the
too.
tone.
Yeah,
is cleaner.
Absolutely, and I think if Buffy was still here, he'd be doing his thing too, man, because he was one of the greatest with that beatbox, man. I used to go back and listen to only the songs that had the beatbox in them on their albums, because that was just my favorite part. Same with Biz. I was just a huge beatbox fan. When I was a kid, I used to beatbox too. But I was definitely inspired by them dudes, man. Trust me.
Yeah, I used to try to beatbox. I'm like, but yeah, I mean, growing up in like North Carolina, you know, it wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't that great, you know. Nah, I mean, we down here. I mean, you know, hip hop was here, but it wasn't. You know, it wasn't up there. You know, it wasn't here like it was up top. I mean,
okay.
But it was. I mean, I think we got a touch of it when definitely like when Run DMC came. You know, I think that was probably like the first group down here that we probably seen. Like, okay, and I think that's why Run DMC kind of got as popular as they did.
Yeah, and back in like the early '90s, it was almost like when music was released, there was like different times for music to get released. Like I came from New York in the early '90s, and so we was hearing stuff up there that had just been released, and when I got down here, they was like, oh no, we ain't heard that yet. And it would take like 6 to 8 months for it to come out down here.
Yeah, it takes a while.
You know what I mean? So nowadays, everything's kind of universally released, but back then, it was like, oh shit, y'all ain't heard this? And I'm playing stuff, and they like, what? You know what I mean? So
back in the day when the mixtape was just like powerful, because it's like, damn man, like man, I want to listen to that tape. Nah, I can't listen to it.
Right, you get your hands on a mixtape back in the day, you was the shit.
Yeah.
You was
like, yo, let me just part, let me double tape. Nah, son.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's just crazy, man. I mean, how it's influenced everything, but now, like you said, everything is so touched. Like, you know, right now we can do live and stuff. Right. We can make a mixtape right now. Y'all can get it like yesterday.
Exactly.
Instead of like, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly. And Dom, you know, I don't know. I think what you asking may have happened sometime during the 2000s. You know, maybe the 2010s. Where we at now, they, you know, or the early 2000s. I think that's when that really started happening. But, you know, before, back in the 90s, man, you know, we wanted that. You know what I mean? Because we wanted that. We didn't want hip-hop to just be in the inner city and the urban areas. We wanted it to be universal where everybody was listening. You know what I mean? So it's not a bad thing that everybody's listening. It's just what they're trying to turn the music into. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're really just trying to turn it into something else to capitalize off of people's emotions and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Get a bunch of these hothead young kids who all about, you know, the guns and the violence and ready to fight and all of that, and everybody gonna buy it. You know what I mean? So that's why all of those Real Housewives and Love and Hip Hop and all of those reality shows, that's why they so popular, man, because that's all it is about. Friction. Nobody gets along, you know what I mean? The first episode, out the gate, they fighting about something, you know what I mean? So that's what they like about the music right now. It doesn't bring people together. It just kind of causes friction.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't care for that. But yeah, so, you know what I mean? The 90s, man, that's why the 90s was the best, man, because we had some of the best artists coming out. You know what I mean? We still got good ones out now, but, you know, that was just so many of them in the 90s. You know what I mean?
I think the 90s, too, and I think Lord Jamar said this on an interview with Flat.
Okay.
It was more the groups. It wasn't like one solo person, hardly. I mean, other than maybe like your Nas or your Pac and Biggie. You know what I'm saying? But it was really like groups, like Mobb Deep, Cypress, Woo. You had House of Pain. You had Digital Underground.
Yeah.
You had I'm trying to think of other Outkast, Goody Mob. Like I think it was really more groups. Because you really, if you really go back and look at, and they lost, even though they were in the 80s and you know, Tribe Called Quest and all that. But I think if you really look into it, I think groups were the whole thing about it. I mean, I think it was just groups.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely
Because down, I mean, you don't. That's one thing I could say about like Migos and stuff. Is good that they're in a group. I mean, now granted, they'll probably be trashed by themselves. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? But they at least trying to bring that mantra of a group back. I do respect that in that sense.
And you're right about that with Wu-Tang. You're right about that. Wu-Tang was a real big presence in hip hop too, as far as groups go. So yeah.
Oh, why I put on that beat? Let me tell you why I put on that beat. I'm trying to switch a little gears. Today, March 31st, marks the 20th anniversary. We had one of the greatest albums of all time, Moment of Truth, Gangstar.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
Hey, I'm a big Gangstar fan, man. And really, it was just, well, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan, but you know what I'm saying. It's just like,
yeah, man, Moment of Truth.
I was listening to that. I was just thinking the other day. It's like, man, I ain't heard any Gangstar in a while. Like, I like to go back and listen to, like, you know what I'm saying, go back to Step Into the Arena. Cause I didn't get the,
it was just so raw, man.
Yeah.
You just had it was just straight up raw hip hop. That's what they were. When I think about Gangstar, there was nothing watered down about them.
Nah.
You know, you had one of the best producers making every freaking song.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then, and Guru, he wasn't like the best MC, but he was nice. And then what's cool about Primo, like, yeah, he could produce with other folks, and you know what I'm saying, like, yeah, his shit, when, you know, Primo and Nas shit's nice, Primo and Jay shit's nice, he can produce with everybody else shit nice.
Yeah.
But once you got a Gangstar joint, it still was fucking special.
Yeah.
It still held weight. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. It wasn't like he was giving away all the good shit.
Yeah.
Man, they whole albums was just classic, man. Step in the Arena, man, that brought back a lot of memories right there, man.
Daily Operation.
Daily Operation.
Fucking
oh my God, Moment of Truth.
Hard to Earn.
Yeah, man.
I think Moment of Truth, in my honest opinion, I think it's the best Gangstar album, because actually with the Owners, although it was a good album, I think Owners was a great album, and they had bangers on it, but I don't think it held up to Moment of Truth.
Yeah.
And one thing I probably like with Gangstar, I think every year, or every time they put out an album, you could tell like it progressively got better.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because even, well, I didn't get the first album, because I think that was like in '89, the number Mr. Nice Guy.
Yeah.
That was like their first.
I think you're right. I think it was '89.
But then like Step Into the Arena was great.
Yeah.
And then what's cool about that album, or those albums, they you know, they didn't have like fucking like, you know, 10 tracks or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? They had about 17 to about 20 tracks on like one album.
Yeah,
like you got your money's worth.
Yeah,
you know what
definitely.
I'm saying? And all the tracks, you know, I ain't gonna say all. I'm not gonna sit there and say all of them were bangers, but you know, they were all. But it was worth you listening to.
Yeah, definitely, man. And I mean, Guru was very versatile too, man. He could do the hardcore. He could do stuff for the ladies. You know, I like the joint he did. Ex Girl to the Next Girl.
Yeah,
that was dope too, man. Video was dope. I mean, the joint, what album was that? The joint he did with Jadakiss, Leave You Right Where You Stand.
Yeah, that was the Owners.
That was the Owners.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was one of my favorites too. They had the video for that one too.
Gun on my waist, knife in my hand. I'm gonna leave you cowards right there where you stand. I got me. messed that up.
Yeah, but that's good enough, man. It's just all I can think about is the video, just seeing them around, crowd of dudes just like they was battling and whatnot.
Oh
It
man,
was so dope,
that
man.
was dope. That was dope.
But yeah, man. So hip hop, man, it's really important, man. You know what I mean? Because it tells a story, whether you rapping hard or whatever. You know what I mean? Or you talking about your inner struggle. But it just tells a story, man. It lets you know where people are, where they're coming from. You know what I mean? So.
And Dominic just asked, how come we don't mention the magazines that were big for hip hop? Word Up, The Source, and XL and Vibe.
Yeah, I mean those were big. I mean, they made a big impact on hip hop because that was how you kept up with the stuff that was going on behind the scenes. You had, like you said, Word Up, Double XL, The Source, Fresh Magazine. What's some of the other ones? It was Yo Magazine.
Yeah, Yo Magazine.
And then there was a couple of other ones that Right On was pretty cool. They wasn't all hip hop, but they did a little hip hop here and there. Right On was cool. But yeah, I mean, I think The Source and Double XL were like the giants when it came to the magazine.
I used to pick up Source magazines like it was, man, but I threw them away because I kind of went through a religious experience. And
I did the same thing.
I shouldn't have done it.
I
regret
went
I
through a
did.
religious phase. I got rid of all my albums, my CDs,
man,
and then a few years later, I was like, "What the hell was I thinking?"
What did I do? Oh man, dude, I had like, Sleeping Bag Records, right?
Yeah.
I had Cash Money and Marvel's Ugly People Be album,
Ugly People
Be Quiet album,
yeah.
like the whole album. Threw that away.
I had that too.
I had the Bismarck Keys. I Need a Haircut album.
Wow.
Now, on that album, there's that one sample, that one song, he got sued for.
Yeah, that's right.
From, was it O'Sullivan? I'm alone again.
Yeah.
Naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember him going through that lawsuit.
Yeah. That album was probably worth money.
Yeah, man.
I threw that away because of my
Wow.
I'm still kicking my ass.
Yeah, man. If y'all can remember these, I had one of those CD towers where you could put like 50 or 100 CDs in there, and I took the whole shit and just threw it in the dumpster.
Yeah, it's like, nah, I don't need these no more. I just got Jesus. Damn.
Exactly. It was like, later on, I was like, what the hell was I thinking? That shit don't make me go to hell. You know what I mean? Exactly.
Y'all suck.
You right, man.
Man, Dominic, fuck you. You suck, man.
Hey.
You don't understand, man. They were playing with my emotions.
That's life, you know.
I mean, you go through some things, man.
Where
They just happen.
I don't need it. And later on, you're like, shit, I needed that.
Yeah.
Man, listen. I had a fucking comic book collection that would have blew y'all minds, I'm telling you.
No, don't tell me.
I had crates of comics.
No.
And I didn't throw them away, but they got burned out when my mom's apartment caught fire.
Oh.
And so to this day, I'll be like, damn, I wish I had all them comics, man. I had all the original Marvel universes. Man, I had a bunch of Marvel stuff, a bunch of DC stuff, bunch of Archie comics that would have been real valuable now, man. I had a bunch of stuff, man. It was like we was getting to the point where we was bored of it. We was just like, bring me the box of Archie. Let me look at that. Bring me the X-Men. We was just getting bored with it. Finally, when we lost it, we was like, oh man, can't believe we ain't got that no more. You don't appreciate it until it's really gone.
Yeah.
So, hey man, ain't nothing about feeling old. You know what I mean? That's a great thing to know that you experienced stuff like the 90s to where kids nowadays can't say that they experienced. You know what I mean? The 90s was a great era for hip-hop and just life in general. You know what I mean? TV.
Music in general.
Yeah, TV in the 90s, music in the 90s.
Hell, rock music was good in the 90s.
Movies in the 90s. Shit. We had some of the best fucking movies coming out back then.
Yeah.
So,
Money
I
Train.
mean, that's the thing. Yeah. Money Train. New Jack City?
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. It's like, I would rather say I'm a little old, but I got that behind me, that experience, than to say, oh, I'm fresh and young.
Y'all fresh as this. Y'all ain't shit. Y'all new head.
Right.
Y'all old heads don't know nothing. Y'all don't know nothing. Okay.
But hell, I mean, really, it's the young kids that don't know nothing. You know what I mean? They claim we don't know nothing, but it's really them.
Dang, yo, get rid of old hip hop magazines, get rid of Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yo, I tried to do that too. I sold my original Nintendo one time.
Yeah,
I
man.
got one back though. I want to get another one because like I want to do, you know what I'm saying? I kind of want to get into things. Man, we talking about some other shit, but there's a thing called like modding it and whatnot. You can take the Nintendo apart and you know you can put a CD drive in there and all this other stuff. I would love to do that with one of the old.
Exactly.
You know, get like another one and do that stuff with it.
You used to have your Nintendo cartridges. Trying to blow the hell out
Oh,
of shit.
man.
Listen, that was a back in the day. And you was respected a lot if you knew how to do that shit right. You'd be like, yeah, let me get it.
Oh no, what
And you put that shit in and it worked. They be like, oh nigga, how you do that? How you do that?
Now what tripped me out though, like, you know what you had to do, you blow one and then it's like put in the other one and see if it worked, and then you try to take out the other one.
Try to switch it up real
Switch it
quick.
up real fast.
Wow, this shit is working. Yeah, man.
You see that screen, it would just be like,
Man,
it'd be
Sega, you ain't lying, man.
Oh,
Sega
man,
was
good.
my shit, man.
Yeah.
I liked Sega better than Nintendo at first.
Yeah,
It took me a while for Nintendo to grow on me, you know what I mean? But I had them both after a while. But at first, I was all about Sega, you know what I mean? Even before Sonic and all that, when they had like the Sega Master System, I had that joint, you know what I mean? Where they
that was like
character was this dude named Alex Kidd.
Yeah, Alex Kidd.
Yeah, man. So
Yeah, that was like their mascot before Sonic. And I think Sonic kind of took over.
yeah.
I think, well, and honestly, I think he's the better mascot as far
Yeah.
because I mean
He's just more fun,
yeah.
Mario is more popular sometimes because he's just classic. He's just been there for so long.
Man,
You know what I
Mario's
mean?
been there, so man, that little Italian little fat
Mario and Luigi. My wife be getting on me because I say Mario and she's like, nah, it's Mario. And I'm like, nah, where I come from is Mario.
Mario.
You know what I mean? I don't care. I don't know which one is right, but that's just how we say it. Mario.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more. And see, that's the thing though. Mario and Luigi, they from Brooklyn.
I know,
Like,
right?
for real.
Exactly. So it is Mario.
Mario.
You trying to tell me, woman?
Yeah, Mario.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Go over there and fix me a sandwich. And after you fix a sandwich, you go over there and fix those pipes. And don't jump down there and jump on no Goombas or nothing. I want you to fix the pipes.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
But yeah, man, them was the days, man. So movies like Roxanne really bring that nostalgia
Yeah,
back,
it really
man.
brings
You know
that
what I mean?
back.
It really reminds you of those fun times, just waiting to hear the new music and trying to be the first one to get the new album, the tape, the record. Man, listen. You know what's funny to me, and a lot of people may not think that you might think I'm crazy, but I don't know what it was. But when the cassette tapes came out, it was something about the smell of the new cassettes. I love that shit. I don't know why. It was like when I would open it up, that smell, I was like, oh, it was like new car. You know what I mean? Like brand new fucking money or
Shiny
something.
too.
I don't know what it was, man, but I love the smell of that shit. It was like, I just anybody who got a tape, let me open it for you. Let me open it so I can just get that new smell real quick. Oh, yeah, that's the shit. All right, put it in, nigga.
I think that's the thing too. I mean,
Yeah,
as far as like the industry goes, I mean, now I think to a point, you know, they're getting this stuff out where it has to be readily available for everybody.
Yeah.
I think they kind of messed up the magic because the magic of waiting and anticipating kind of made stuff hyper what it is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you gotta think, man, if Roxanne Shante had like what we have now, like back in the 80s, would there be as much hype behind it?
Nope.
I mean, could I think that's what, you know, made it happen, you know, and that's why people didn't, you know, like the kids today can't understand like why this was so big because of the, you know, the wait and the anticipation and the hype. Like, man, I've been waiting to hear this album.
Right.
You know, now everybody's like, you know, I gotta throw out all this stuff now, and there's no, I guess the quality is not as great, you know, now.
And I think that's why most of the younger kids don't appreciate music as much as we did because, you know what I mean, everything right now is just, it's here 1 minute, gone the next. And they like, you know, hurry up, bring out the next good thing. And so it makes you kind of forget about the shit, you know what I mean? So it's like in our day, it was more anticipation, more appreciation because you was just like, you knew you know, if you dropped the album, it wasn't gonna be no, and a few months later it was whack. You know what I mean? And we waiting on the next thing. You can rock that shit all year. You know what I mean?
Sometimes if it was good, you could rock it until the next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Depending on who you were.
Yeah, so it's like, and you didn't throw it away. When you finished with your albums back in the day, you put them shits in storage, so you know this is gonna be some classic shit. I'm gonna need to come back to this at some point. So you didn't. Nowadays, nobody even worry about keeping shit. Oh, I have the album. That shit is whack now. That was from 2010. That's old school.
Yeah, little Levittown.
Right. Throw some B's on there.
Yeah, it's like, don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm not making fun of that, but at the same time, it's like, no one don't really remember that. I mean, some people didn't hardly remember Yin Yang Twins.
Right, exactly.
I mean, it's just so much.
Shame.
That's not to discredit them. I mean, they actually did some pretty decent work, but it's just so much stuff coming out now that it don't really have time to really stick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To really stick and give it that, you know, to give it the I guess what you would say, like that range or whatnot.
Yeah, that longevity.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's one of them things, man. That's why for me, I always appreciate good music, man. You know, no matter how old it is, I can go back right now and listen to Big Daddy Kane's first album, Long Live the Kane, and still appreciate it. And that was '88.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so, you know, people nowadays, you tell them, oh, let's listen to some classic, you know, like you said, Laffy Taffy. They be like, what? I want to hear that shit.
Nah.
That was from 10 years ago.
Classics is like someone told me the other, like one time, it's like, I think, what was it? If I was listening to Snoop Dogg, like some stuff from like Snoop's first album.
Yeah.
It's like, man, there's hope. There's hope. I'm like, really? There's hope for me listening to Snoop? Like, that's not really that old to me.
Right, exactly. It really ain't.
It really ain't. Like, I remember Doggy Style like it was yesterday, man. It's like, man.
Yeah, man. That's a classic album, you know what
I think that's definitely Snoop's best album.
Yeah.
I mean, because there was nothing like that afterward. I mean, don't get me wrong, The Dogfather was a good album.
But I agree, that first one was
that first one was like probably the best one because I mean it's just now he had some good ones after that. I'm not gonna say but it's just that first one was classic. R.I.P. Prodigy.
Yes, sir. R.I.P. Prodigy, man. Definitely.
And then we're going back to the Gangstar though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you? I don't know if I asked the question already, but do you? And anybody can ask this too. Whoever listened to Gangstar, do you think that Moment of Truth was like their best album?
It's so hard for me with them, man, because so much of their stuff I like equally. It's one of those, I may have to just go back and listen to it again to really make a better assessment, because right now I can't really say it was. I think it's like I don't really have one specific favorite from them. You know what I mean? So for me, they like across the board equal. You know what I mean? So, but because every time I think of one of the albums, I'm like, oh yeah, but that had that song, that that classic. Yeah. Then I'm like, yeah, but what about this other album? Moment of Truth had this, yeah. So it's like I can think of classics off of each one of them, so it's hard to say.
Shit, the Owners had some bangers, and like I said, I don't really hold Owners up there like with Moment of Truth.
Right.
The Owners had shit. That Same Team, No Game, that's my shit right there, boy. Shoo!
And the stuff. See, for me, it wasn't until he got with that dude MC Solar that I really wasn't listening anymore. You know what I mean?
Well, I think they broke up after that.
Yeah.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, he.
I said I didn't even know they had beef.
Yeah, I didn't either until around the time of his death, they was really telling the story, and I was like, wow, that's crazy, man. Some of the people you thought had such a big bond with each other, you know what I mean? Was wound up breaking up, you know what I mean? Like Nice and Smooth, you would never thought them dudes would have broke up.
When did they break up?
They broke up in like the early 2000s.
Really?
Yeah, I think they might be cool now, I think, but then you got the EPMD,
Yeah, I remember them. They broke up in 292.
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember, but I did remember seeing like on the Beef documentary, you know, all that stuff that happened between Parrish.
Yeah.
And they was like, well...
Which was stupid to me.
Yeah, they was like, well, we got a 50-50 cut. But yeah, he's over here making money, making... Like, because Eric Sherman was like, he's over here making money, doing this. It's like, but you were still, between you and Parrish, y'all was still getting y'all cut, though.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like he was getting y'all's cut and taking most of you. Nah, you were getting the cut because he was finding the... P&D was like fine artists.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and you know, it was just a whole bunch of stuff with stuff like that. Like, you know, when Redman said something and mentioned Parrish's name, and then Parrish took it as a diss, and so he made a diss track to Redman. It was just like, what the hell is going on right now? That was just so stupid to me. And you could tell Redman wasn't really trying to come for the dude. He was just like, you know, just mentioning it because that was part of their legacy. You know, Redman was talking about the Jane legacy from EPMD. You know, they always did a record about Jane. And so Redman tried to do a record talking about Jane. And, you know, he just kind of talked about, you know, having a hypothetical scenario and said, you know, he came in and something about, you know, in the room, I saw that nigga Parrish Smith, you know, and then Parrish Smith took that as a diss. It was just like, nah, he ain't dissing you. You know what I mean? Come on, man. That was just stupid. So
yeah, I watched another interview too, speaking about Greg Nice. Was Nice and Smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Nice was there talking about like him and Pop was going to do something big before he
yeah,
died.
yeah. I saw an interview where he was talking about that. I was like, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because Pop was trying to do some stuff for Premiere, man. That'd been great to hear Pop on a Premiere beat. That'd have been fucking
so they had
phenomenal.
slept at each other's house. Pac was sleeping at Greg Nice's house. Greg Nice was sleeping at Pac's house sometimes. I'm like, dude, man, this is crazy, man.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, man, it was crazy. That interview was like, yeah, man. Yo, and like Pac was like just starstruck. Like that's one thing I liked about Pac, and you know Eminem and all. Like they were fans of the culture,
of the
man.
culture.
And I love that.
You
and
don't
like,
have enough of
Pac,
that, man.
yeah, Pac was like, yeah, man. Yo, I'm glad y'all came out to see me, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you still smoke weed? He's like, yeah. And my man like threw a big bag of roll up, nigga. Yo, when he said that shit, I died.
Yeah, yo, that's crazy, man. Crazy.
Oh man,
I love it, man. It's like that's what I like about, you know, the rappers who came before now, because like, okay, when Big Pun came out, you know, when he was new to the game, he respected the dudes that came before him. You know what I mean? He was always trying to shout out people like Nas, G-Rap. G-Rap said when he first met Pun actually bent down and kissed his ring out of respect, which is like, yo, you one of the top 5 dead or alive niggas. I gotta just kiss the ring, you know, out of respect. Niggas nowadays don't do that.
No,
what's wrong with y'all?
I
mean, you ain't gotta kiss nobody's ass or nothing like that.
No,
it's like nobody cares about who came before them at all. Nobody
cares. Don't care about the art form. Yeah. That's why we do this, man, because we trying to educate. Man.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta keep the legacy going, man.
It ain't nothing. It ain't about being old and fogies. If you don't know where you know the history where you come from, you don't know where you're going. And most of these Xanax popping ass motherfuckers sipping on lean ass niggas, they don't know where they're going. Exactly. I mean, I'm just being honest. Yeah. I'm not saying all of them are bad, you know, or anything like that. And I'm not saying that, you know, they're all incoherent, like they can't, you know, but I mean, you gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta pay respect to the greats.
Yeah, man. I mean, you gotta, because, I mean, you had to get inspired by somebody before you got in this game. And so most of the people coming up now, they get in the game and they just like, screw them, they old. You know what I mean? It's my time now. And it's like, yeah, you got your little time, but damn, you ain't got to disrespect those who came before you just because you think it's your time. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm looking at. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, man, we ain't going to keep dwelling on that too much. What else we got to talk about today? Anything else?
I think we done covered everything, man. Again, check out Roxanne on Netflix. Check out Rock the Bells on Sirius XM, channel 43. That's here in North Carolina. I don't know if that's world, you know, series worldwide. I think it might be, actually.
Probably, because XM is pretty universal.
Yeah, so check that out.
I would assume so.
Go cop that Moment of Truth album. I'm telling you. But and that's another thing. I will say this about Gangstar too. When I first saw Gangstar, the videos first, I didn't like it because I thought Guru was like an LL Cool J wannabe.
Oh, okay.
Because he had the bald head.
He did dress similar. Yeah. Kind of similar. I can see that.
But the thing about it is like when I started listening to him and got to him, got actually listening to him and stuff, like, okay, this guy's really not that bad.
Right.
And then I just kept going into it. It's like, man, all right, he's actually saying something.
Right.
And he really one of the few that kind of had that monotone style.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of did what like Rakim did. He would kind of keep it
laid
smooth.
back, yeah.
But but he was, what I'm saying, he was just doing his thing.
Yeah, man. Much respect.
So y'all go back and the cats that have it, go back and listen to Gangstar Moment of Truth. Go back and listen to the whole catalog, by the way. But the youngsters, go and listen to the Moment of Truth. I mean, I think you'll understand, like, why we are passionate about this.
And you write. I'm sorry.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say you write down about what you said. You can't know where you're going unless you know where you came from.
That's right.
Where you've been. You know what I mean? So that's the true words right there, man. You got to be able to say, I can still. Like I said, I'm in North Carolina now, but I'm always gonna rep New York to the day I die because New York gave me a backbone. You know what I mean? So I really love that, and I really love what I learned from New York. You know what I mean? So you always gotta respect where you came from. So anyway, man, what would you say?
Oh, check out Rapture. I think it's if you
Netflix.
On Netflix. I think you should be able to check it out today. I think it either started today or it started yesterday. I can't remember when they put it up. Yeah, check that out.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely
definitely
about it until you said it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. We'll probably, I don't know, we'll talk about it next week because next week we're doing a show with our friend that does the paintings.
Yeah, I wanted to go over that with you too. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. But anywho, I better get out of here for my damn phone dies. So, I'm Howie.
I'm Kurt Dog.
Thank you for hanging with us, fucking with us today, man. You know what I mean? We'll do it again next time.
For Triad Hip Hop.
Peace.
Peace.